Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to make these three components. We're going to make this bearing. We're going to make this bearing. And we're going to make this axle. And we're going to do all three of those parts from this one sketch. So I'm going to demonstrate how we can do that today, rather quickly, rather easily. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, go ahead and create yourself a sketch on the front plane. Call it bearings and axles, or axles and bearings, or just call it axle. Call it whatever you like. I like bearings and axles. And what we're going to add to this sketch is three components. We're going to draw three circles. We're going to make them on the origin. The first circle will have a diameter of 1/8 of an inch. The second circle will have a diameter of 2/10 of an inch, and the last circle, the largest circle, will have a diameter of 26/100 of an inch. Let's go over to our origin and draw those circles. So let's tap the C key to get my circle tool, or click it from the tool ribbon. And click on my origin, click and release, type in 1/8. There you go. Second circle from the origin, click and release, type in a value, 2/10. Third circle from the origin, value 26/100. Drag my dimensions into neat places so it's easy to read. And happy with everything, save your sketch. I'm not talking my planes off because that's annoying me. Now I have I'm going to zoom in on the area. Remember that if you want to zoom to an area, the quick way to do that is hit the zoom window button, W key on your keyboard, drag the bounding box over, and that'll zoom into the area that you selected. Next thing we're going to do is get our extrude tool, choose the centermost circle, and we're going to extrude that to the depth of our axle. The axle length in our instructions tells us 3.5 inches, and well, we only have one measurement here, so 3.5, that's our axle. And we're going to hit the green check, and there's your axle. We'll go ahead and name that axle. We'll give it some material properties, assign the material, we use the material poplar, because that's the closest wood to what I'm actually going to be using. And I'm going to give it a color. Let's go with that straw color. There we go. And we're going to hide it for now. Now, when you typically do that, your sketch will be hidden after you've done an extrusion. So just to get it turned back on, hit the eyeball to turn it back on. Now we're going to go ahead and repeat that process. We hit the extrude button. We're going to get the outermost pair of circles. The outermost pair of circles is going to give us our short bearing. We'll call that our short bearing. And that's a solid, it's a new part. It's going to be on that face. It's blind. We're giving it a distance of a 1/2 inch. Check. And there you have it. New part's been applied. There's your new part. There's your short bearing. So let's right click on that. Rename that. Short bearing. Let's assign a material. Instructions tell us we're to use polypropylene. Assign that material. And then we can hide that. At this point, our sketch should still be on, but if for some reason it turned off, just, poke it in the eye. And let's go ahead and hit that long bearing. So we're going to extrude, going back to the exact same space. This time the extrusion is 2.5 inches in length or depth. And this is our long bearing. How do I spell it correctly? Okay. You can see our part has appeared down here at the bottom, so let's give it a name. We're going to assign a material. Again, just like the last bearing, we're using polypropylene. And there it is. There are our 3 parts. There's our axle, our short bearing, and our long bearing, and they're kind of running into each other. But we don't care about that because what we're going to be doing is we're going to bring those over into an assembly, hit the insert button, and we're going to pull them in one at a time anyway. So it really don't care where they're placed in there. So I'm going to grab that bearing, put it in there, a long bearing. We'll get to that later. Don't worry about that part. Today, just focus on getting those pieces made. So good luck, have fun, as always, keep being awesome.